Imagine Africa before foreign ships arrived, a continent alive with countless cultures and languages. Across the savannah, elders gathered under the stars, speaking not of many gods, but of the one who made all things. This belief in a single supreme God echoed from Ethiopia's mountains to Ghana's coasts. This God was the source of life, the giver of rain, and the ultimate judge. Africa's original faith was a deep, complex understanding of the universe, answering life's biggest questions. The people saw God as a loving parent, a powerful king, and a wise elder, always present even if distant. This faith shaped laws, traditions, and daily life. Thanking God at birth, celebrating rain, praying in hardship, God was woven into every moment. Elders taught children that respecting community and ancestors honored the Creator. Though names and rituals differed, Africans shared the truth of a single, all-powerful God. This unity created a powerful bond and a shared spiritual identity. Their faith was not a weekly ritual, but the fabric of existence. It connected people across vast distances and diverse cultures. This profound spiritual wisdom existed long before outside influences. Africa was already deeply connected to the divine. This is the true foundation of Africa's spiritual heritage. Africa's one supreme God was known by many names, each a vibrant thread in a spiritual tapestry. These names revealed unique aspects of God's character and the people's relationship with the divine. From the Maasai's Ngai to the Luo's Nyasaye and the Kamba's Ngai, each name reflected a deep, living faith. This diversity didn't mean many gods, but many ways of experiencing the one true God. In East Africa, names for gods spoke of the sky and creation. The Chaga prayed to Rua, the Dogon revered Amma, and the Akan honored Nyame. Each name carried theological weight, used in prayers, songs, and proverbs. In southern Africa, the Shona looked to Mawari, the great creator. The Dinka of South Sudan lived in relationship with Nyalik, the spirit of the sky. Even the Berber of North Africa spoke of IDR, the ever-living. This belief in a single, eternal God was truly Pan-African. These names are more than history, they are living words, carrying generations of faith. They reveal a continent rich in spiritual wisdom and philosophy. Africa was not waiting for enlightenment, it already knew God. The people had their own ways of understanding and honoring the Creator. This tapestry of names is a powerful symbol of Africa's original spirituality. It is a shared inheritance that endures. If this story touches your heart, remember to give it a like. It helps more people discover the truth of Africa's past. In Kenya and Tanzania, the Maasai see Ngai as one God with two aspects: Ngai Narok, the bringer of rain, and Ngai Nanyoki, the bringer of drought. This duality reflects life's complexity, not two gods but one divine power. The Maasai learn resilience and respect for the divine's power over nature. The Luo call God Nyasaye, the one to whom they plead, showing a personal, compassionate creator. Nyasaye is present in the sun, rain, and new life, fostering dependence and prayer. The Kamba and their neighbors call God Ngai, the ultimate creator, present in the sky and sacred places on earth. These places are holy because they bring people closer to God. Nkai, Nyasaye, and Ngai reveal a clear, developed concept of a single supreme being. The Maasai see God in weather, the Luo in compassion, the Kamba in nature's sacredness. Despite different languages and customs, their spiritual destination is the same. All look to one creator, provider, and source of life. This shared foundation is a testament to East Africa's deep spiritual roots. Their faith predates any missionary influence. On Mount Kilimanjaro's slopes, the Chaga call God Rua, also their word for sun, a symbol of the life-giving creator. Rua's blessings shine on all, embodying mercy and provision. In Mali, the Dogon's creator god, Amma, made the universe from a single seed, then withdrew, working through spirits and ancestors. This distant high god is common in Africa, not absent but transcendent. Dogon cosmology, rich in astronomy, centers on a single creative source. In southern Africa, the Shona's Mawari, the Great One, speaks through oracles in caves and rocks, making the land itself sacred. Mawari is creator, giver of rain, and moral authority. These beliefs show a continent rich in diverse understandings of one supreme being. The Chaga found God in light, the Dogon in cosmic order, the Shona in the earth's voice. These were not primitive ideas but profound theological systems. African peoples grappled with existence and found a single magnificent creator. Their faith provided meaning, structure, and a deep sense of the sacred. In South Sudan, the Dinka commune with Nyalek, the sky god, creator of all, both distant and intimately involved. Their temple is the sky itself, and their faith is woven into daily life. In Ghana and Ivory Coast, the Akan honor Nyame, the omniscient sky god, accessible everywhere, often approached through lesser spirits. This structure makes the divine accessible without diminishing God's supremacy. Among the Berber of North Africa, the concept of Idir, the ever-living, reflects ancient monotheism. Even before Islam or Christianity, belief in a supreme being was widespread. From the Nile's wetlands to the Sahara's sands, Africans shared a spiritual consciousness. The Dinka looked to the sky, the Akan spoke to the winds, the Berber honored the eternal. These were not isolated beliefs but a continent-wide faith in one God. This faith was the bedrock of society, providing moral guidance and purpose. It connected Africans to the universe and to each other. Africa's belief in one supreme God predates Christianity and Islam by millennia. The myth of Africa as a spiritually empty continent is false. Africans had deep faith and a strong moral compass. Their spiritual systems were complete, with priests, rituals, and sacred stories. Missionaries were surprised to find Africans already believed in a supreme being, often described as a loving father and righteous judge. This made conversion easier, but sometimes overlooked the richness of African faith. African monotheism was sophisticated, with detailed creation stories, concepts of sin, forgiveness, and life after death. Community harmony was a spiritual duty. Offending a neighbor offended God. African religion was deeply integrated into moral and social life. The story of African religion begins with Africa itself, not with outsiders. Africans saw the Creator's hand in sun, sky, rain, and community. This innate spirituality gave resilience, creativity, and identity. Understanding this history reveals African spirituality as ancient and authentic. It is a profound expression of humanity's search for God. The Christian story of Paul in Athens, finding an altar to an unknown God, mirrors Africa's pre-colonial faith. Like the Athenians, Africans worshipped the one true God, known by names like Ngai, Nyasaye, or Amma. They understood God as creator and sustainer, needing no outsider to introduce the concept. Missionaries simply gave new names to the God Africans already knew. Paul said, "In him we live and move and have our being," a perfect description of African spirituality. For Africans, God was a living reality, present in community, nature, and daily life. The air, the earth, the people, all were God's creation. This belief that God is near was deeply embedded in African thought long before the Bible. African religion is not an incomplete Christianity, but a valid universal experience of God. God revealed himself in different ways across the world. Africa's spiritual wisdom is a vital part of the global story. The altar to the unknown God shows genuine knowledge of God without scripture. Africa built its own altars, not to an unknown God but to a living, present reality. What do you think about the way African ancestors worship the one true God? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Today, Africa's spiritual landscape blends traditional beliefs, Christianity and Islam, but the ancient foundation remains. The belief in one supreme God still shapes African identity and faith. This legacy is a living force, seen in the integration of traditional values with modern faiths. Remembering Africa's deep monotheistic roots empowers and corrects false narratives. For young Africans, this knowledge affirms their ancestors' wisdom and faith. Values like community, harmony with nature, and respect for spiritual wisdom are more relevant than ever. Ubuntu, being a person through others, and seeing land as sacred are gifts Africa offers the world. The one true God of Africa endures, anchoring the continent's soul. As Africa grows and changes, this heritage remains its strength. It is a wellspring of hope, resilience, and unity for generations to come. Thank you for watching. Let's keep telling the stories that remind us Africa knew the one true God long before colonization. See you in the next video.